you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I am very hot and still in my wife beater uniform from being at the track with you earlier.
I'm
It's been a bit of a rush to get back.
Yeah, I'm also very hot, flustered. Had a shower, made dinner, and literally just finished putting a parsnip in my mouth. Run to get my laptop, and now I've sat down. Whew.
You are the epitome of a modern man. You go to work, you do the cooking, you do the laundry.
Well,
you are Mr. 2020.
Maybe not so much laundry, but so
are we live? That's my first question.
I'm still, yeah, we're live. It says live now. I'm just getting it up. Let me make sure there's no volume. All good in the hood. Looks like you've got better Wi-Fi than me today because your face isn't as blurry as mine is.
That is very rare. That never happens.
No, not normally.
How was your journey back from Nemo Raceway?
Yeah, it was better than my journey there. This morning there was 2 accidents on the A34, which, to be fair, is the first time that's happened coming up to the track. So I've done quite well for that not to be a big problem most days. But the journey home was all right.
Yes. It was easier than my journey back from Plymouth yesterday because we didn't get back until exceptionally late, as you know. We had a bit of a drama. It was nice. Stopped and charged the car, cleaned it a little bit.
Did it charge?
10 minutes ago. It stopped twice, so I've still got that slightly annoying little fault going on. But yeah, otherwise it was good. It was lovely.
And I like the way you're switching it up from like what I assume is a coffee or soft drink of some type and a wine.
No, what I thought I'd do is I'd just put wine in both, and then it doesn't look so bad. No, I'm joking. It is genuinely Coke Zero.
Okay, I didn't think you'd be drinking coffee this late on.
I'm running on a couple of hours sleep and then a day of running around. So yeah, no coffee. Well, actually, I probably need coffee to carry on staying awake, but no coffee.
That's it. And you did a bit of running around, but you mostly did a lot of driving around.
Did we had the roll the lit today, didn't we?
Yeah. You were doing wheel spins and burnouts, and I heard some music.
Possibly might have broken it. It didn't feel great on my run in on my in lap when I decided it was time to park it up tonight. The steering box felt slightly broken. There's a definite disconnect. It feels like it needs some new rod ends or something on it, but we'll see how it goes in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've left it in a good spot if it is broke, because no one will be able to do a pit stop.
No. I was going to see if I could get up the pit ramp true Ant Ross style, but I thought perhaps I shouldn't.
Well, to be fair, Chris Boots
pushed my luck
on his bike, and he didn't make it either.
Yeah. No, I thought I'd push my luck in that. Shall we do some shout-outs?
We shall, but just speaking of Chris Boots, he was at the track yesterday, and he actually did crash his mountain bike at the weekend. He hit a tree.
That is not good.
No.
Did it fix his hip?
No. It still wasn't fixed. I did wonder if it was one of them miracle, like, my back's now fixed things, but no, it didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. I think, obviously, Elliot's back in Italy, so he's not at our upcoming race. He's probably the only top UK driver that's not. But I think that we should still have Mr. Boots there. So, Chris, if you're watching, I'll get an extra bottle of red wine that we can drink while being masked in the motorhome.
Yeah,
because that was entertaining last race.
Yeah, and I'm sure Chris loved it. It's 2 races ago.
Is it 2 races ago already? Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's worry.
Time flies. Right. So
before you do the shout outs, I think we should do what's in Leroy's closet again, because that was a very good unexpected feature last time. Have we got anything new in your closet behind you?
This is the first time I've been in here since last week. What did we see? We saw both the cars, didn't we?
We saw both the cars and nothing purple came out.
Hey, let's have a look. But I don't think we'll be seeing that purple thing for a while.
Gone on the missing list. Okay, explain. Why have you got a Henry the Hoover hat?
I think Liz's parents bought it for one of the boys, or it come free with a Hoover. I'm not really sure. It's got James Martin written inside it.
Oh, there we go.
Must have been
I wanted.
hot day.
It reminded me of a former life where I used to run a car wash.
Yeah. Good. Moving on to hats. We've got another one here.
Look at that. Significance. What's 97?
So this is Shane Van Gisbergen's signed hat. Obviously, a good friend of mine, but V8 supercar, Aussie V8 supercar hero, Red Bull driver, been a champion. So yeah, just some remnants of hat that he's given to me / the kid.
Very good.
There's a few EOS trophies, but they're buried at the back there, little plaques for winning.
Why don't we save that? Why don't we save that for the next one? I think the hats has been a good segment.
Right, there we go. That's Hat Week. Welcome to Leroy's Closet Hat Week.
Exactly. Now we can do the shout outs.
Moving on to the shout outs. So first guy on my chat at least is Leon Morel. He gives a boys and a thumbs up.
Leroy. Leon. I'm going to say Leroy for some reason. I know.
So Davey Rolls says evening Dave. Harry Weymouth says hi. How we doing? Gavin says evening guys. Matt Thompson says evening. Claire, Cakes by Claire. Hi guys from Kev and Claire. Can't wait to see you all at the weekend. We can't wait to see you guys too.
We need to give those guys a big thank you for opening up Nemo Raceway on Sunday while we were away playing with our toy cars. Kev and Claire were there for everybody.
Yep, man in the fort.
Thank you.
Which is great. Thank you very much. Arvinder says evening. Another awesome win, Lee. Thank you very much. Saw Arvinder at the weekend. Although we smiled at each other, but behind masks, so it was hard to tell. It was like a thumbs up moment. It was cool.
Yeah.
You should have come over and said hi, Arvinder, and peered with us. I didn't realise you were there until I saw you then. Scott Follington says evening, guys. Look forward to the weekend. Look forward to Scott and Trev coming.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Exactly. Trev, the legend, absolute legend. Willem says evening. Evening, Willem. So, Don and Jane say, hi guys, it's Don and Jane. Plymouth was great to have you guys for the weekend at our GP. Many thanks. Obviously, I wasn't there, but you were.
Well, yeah, thank you for having us. It was a fantastic race. We'll cover it a little bit later on when we're doing the races and stuff. But yeah, awesome. Thank
Claire
you.
says John's got his beauty setting switched on, so you're obviously looking fly as a white guy today.
I'm looking hot, like a hot boy, but yeah.
I look abnormally red, but that's probably because the sun was out and I'm semi-ginger. Ben Kent, speaking of semi-gingers, Ben Kennett. Evening, boys. Thanks for the help yesterday, Leroy, and great drive. No problem. Always a pleasure, Ben. Ben is one of my favourite new people of the last 6 months.
Yes, he's a super chap. He's been around a little bit longer than that in our little camp, but he used to race X-ray stuff back in the day when I was racing X-ray. So that's how long ago as a young lad, and then disappeared from racing for a very long time, and then came back into it. I think probably midway through last year with our good friend Adrian Eaton doing the SRS series, which unfortunately you don't normally get the opportunity to do because you're away doing all the other races and stuff. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, absolute legend. And previous Ibiza DJ, which is always cool. Army says, evening, throwing shapes. Big fish, little fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that stuff.
Cardboard box. Yeah.
Jamie Army says, evening, Army. Tim Simpson says, evening, guys. Great weekend in Plymouth. Look forward to next weekend. And fantastic job by Ben again, but we'll talk about that later. Scott Pollington says, nice Christmas cup, John.
I'm just looking at that now, actually. I hadn't realised I'd picked up a Christmas cup, so happy Christmas. It's a little bit early. But
it is coming. Well, to be fair, if we were a retail shop, it's about now they start putting decorations out, isn't it?
Perhaps we should do that to the track. Perhaps we should put some tinsel around it and some lights.
We should definitely have a Christmas race with we'll change all the orange pipe for tinsel.
Oh my God, who's doing that work?
Well,
That's got me in a sweat thinking about that. I was thinking more we could just have the mulled wine, but
Well,
you've gone in deep.
to be fair, we could do both.
Well, yeah, that's true. I like it. We should do a very heavily themed Christmas race. I like that.
Yeah. Very heavily drinking session Christmas race.
That is actually what I said. Yes.
That's what I thought was going to happen. Andy Birch says, "Hey guys, keep up the good work. Thank you, Andy, and
Thank you.
nice talking to you over the past few days." Jonesy's cram. I never really get the cram bit. Jonesy's cram. Jones Y cram. I have no idea. Riley says hi, which is
It's supposed to be Jonesy's cream. Just misspelled.
most likely, or Jonesy's crabs.
That's worrying.
It always goes wrong when we start these things. Anyway, so Riley says hi. Riley, obviously one of the puppies. I saw her at the weekend, and we had a big embrace. I think she recognised me from being her original dad for 8 weeks. Yeah, she's awesome. She looks like my little rocket.
When you say original dad,
well, you know, like human dad for 8 weeks.
yes.
Moving on. Richard Gasson.
Yes.
I've still not forgiven Richard Gasson says evening.
RG Motorsport.
RG Motorsport.
Coolest guy trackside. What was the coolest guy trackside?
Not anymore.
Now he's just merely someone that's stuck in the 80s.
Yeah, he's definitely stuck in the 80s. Simon Lee, good to pit next to you at Hearts yesterday. Congrats on the win. Hi, Simon. And thank you very much. No, thanks. Hopefully you had a good day. And Matthew Stenhouse's evening, guys. Looking forward to the weekend. Caden, again, he came to Hearts. Having never driven really at Hearts before, he had done like 10 minutes running ever there and turned up on the Sunday morning to give it a bash round and bumped out of his final again.
That's good going. And Hearts is quite difficult to turn up to, having not done any running at and do well at it. It's a very good track, but you need a bit of track time there, I think.
You do, even for us guys. If I just rocked up on a Sunday, it would not have gone how it did because I haven't been there for a very long time. Well, seems like a very, very long time.
Yeah, no, that is true. It's can you believe we're midway through September already? It's wild, isn't it?
Well, the season still hasn't started, so to me, I'm still in April.
That's how it feels, isn't it?
Yeah, at least it's like it will be April pretty soon. So if I keep thinking like this,
it will be April.
We would have lost a year of my life, but I'll it doesn't feel like
April will be quick.
Yeah.
with some new things, I would imagine, by April.
Yeah, lots of new exciting thingy-majiggies. Rick Hamer's just come online. Says, evening, guys. Evening, Rick. Rick did EOS a few weeks back. Helped him out with the setup where I could on the new four-wheel drive and got it very good by the end, as far as I'm aware.
You're getting very good at the virtual setups because didn't we? Oh, didn't I say we? I mean you. Didn't you help Bart to win something recently in Poland with the Agama on Excel stuff?
Yeah, so Bartek, he actually had a race this weekend, and I've not heard from his dad. So either everything was dialed, or it didn't go so well, or it didn't go. So
nice.
But yeah, Bartek.
Yes.
I always try and help him where I can, and he won one of the Polish national rounds a few weeks back, which is awesome.
Yeah, really good, and it's very competitive there as well. So I know the Killicks quite often go to their races. I don't think they were at that one, but you know what it's like when you're racing with the fast guys. It brings everybody on around as well. So very good job to win that, I think.
Yeah, and that is.
I've just suddenly realised I'm rocking like what could have been a Darren Hayden Ball T-shirt. If he'd have chosen the correct team rather than the wrong team, he could have had a cut-off sleeve.
He could have, although he wouldn't be going very far at the moment because he's broke his leg. Have you froze for a reason? Was it that shocking?
Refresh. Oh, you might be back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
You're back. You're back. Yeah, I don't know if it was me or you, but I lost you in a very good pose, but I didn't hear anything that you said.
So Darren Hayden-Ball has broken his leg.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Get well soon, Hayden-Ball. How did he do that?
He was carrying some stuff at work and slipped down some steps.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. He was racing at the weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he did it Friday night, and he was there practicing Saturday. Dedication.
I would expect nothing less. I'm sure he was looking very menacing with his crutches and legging.
He was, full cast, crutches, and his missus had to bring him down, which she got a bit bored of being there after a while, I think, and moaned about him not doing their loft conversion.
It sounds like he shouldn't do it if it involves stairs.
I know, right? Yeah, you don't want to go up any more stairs, Darren, especially carrying stuff.
It's too dangerous. Yeah, don't do that. Just spend more time racing RC.
Exactly. So, let's talk about the weekend.
What's next? Yes. Okay. Well, let's start with your one. Normally, I have like a tiny little script of what I'd like to talk about, but this is the first time that I actually have nothing on my list. So, let's talk about your weekend at Westmill.
Yes. So first of all, we decided to go separate ways, didn't we? So the seas parted. We both headed away from Nemo Raceway in completely different directions.
We did.
Hearts was my calling. We haven't been for a while, obviously due to lockdown and stuff, and then getting back into the swing of things. So it was the first time I've actually been there since lockdown happened, because that was the last race I attended before we got locked in.
Was that February? Was it February?
It would have been just into March.
Right. Okay.
I think. So yeah, went down there. Went on the Saturday. Mr. Rumble came to help me, which was awesome. And we did a lot of good work on the Saturday. We definitely found. Hold on. We got to say night. Say hi. Oh.
Hey up, monkey. How you doing?
Today, had a haircut. Right, you all right?
Tell mummy that you need to get some chocolate and some Coca-Cola to go to bed.
What do you think? Go on, and you.
Got a good idea.
Exactly.
Hey, Skyrocket.
Now the dogs have come in too, so you might hear some snoring and menacing in there. So yeah. So went to Hearts. We did a lot of good work on the Saturday. Basically made a new setup, pretty much. There was a Gamma driver there on Saturday. I can't remember his name. I think it was who we spoke about earlier, but I don't want to say the wrong name.
Steve Johnson?
It possibly. But yeah, we spoke about setups, and he was telling me that a diff setup that he's been trying that he really liked. So I give it a try, because it's I've been thinking about as well, and that was awesome. Yep. And then we worked.
And what was that?
So, normally we would be running. I mean, I started with 10-10-3, for example, but I did 10-10-10. So all three diffs the same. And my car was
very French, very European.
Very European. It's something I've been thinking about trying quite a bit recently, but just never getting around to doing it, or going to like 5,000 or something. And I normally run 5, but not going extreme like 10-10-10. And it was it was pretty revolutionary for me. It made the car. There's a little puppy. Look, it made the car feel very balanced. Where it did improve the car was when you come out of a turn, if you gassed it up, all the 4 wheels would drive equally. You never really got that feeling that the rear was going to overtake the front, or the front was going to pull it in a weird direction. It just come out the corner and it would go straight. And if you steered, it would follow the front rather than like trying to be a bit sketchy. So that was huge. We ran the 2010 option gearing in the diffs. Obviously, the grip was quite high. We spoke about it the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the grip was quite high at Hearts, so we ran that. And for me, that was also good, because when you pulled on the throttle, the car would almost bind itself up a little bit and go forward. Yeah. And then when you let off, you've got a bit more steering because of the inertia, I think, of letting off. So where you get on the throttle, it kind of hydrolocks the diff a little bit and drives. And when you come off, it frees off quite quickly as well. I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing I found from that. So that was also an improvement on high bike tracks. And then we played with suspension settings and running a softer spring than I've ever used in my life on that car. And again, that was a big jump in performance for me. Normally we're running the black pink spring or maybe go to a grey orange. But I was down on our softest rear spring, which was a grey blue, and actually a grey blue in the front. But it would it felt awesome in the turns, but sometimes it would just catch out on the whoops, because the whoops at Hearts now are very, very aggressive. They're not like they used to be.
Right.
They're big mounds, which they changed for the GP apparently. And yeah, so
Right, okay.
I went up a bit stiffer on the front to the black yellow spring, and that's where I stayed. And that was, for me, that suspension set up for Hearts was the best that I've had so far, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looked it. I was watching. I know we were chatting through the day, and you seemed very confident in what you'd got. And we watched the final. Well, whilst driving home, really, I should say that, but we did. And I could see your pace looked fantastic, like really a cut above everybody else, which is really cool to see. Because, like you said, we've not been there. We're behind the ball a little bit around that track. So yeah, big well done from me, mate. That was an awesome effort, I think, to go to the Lion's Den with all the guys that do a lot of track time around that track. We know they will be there contending at a national there for the win. So really good, really impressive.
Yeah, it was great. And through the day, qualifying wasn't spectacular, but at not one point did I think, oh no, I can't. I need to go faster. It just felt right, and I knew it was going to kind of come good.
Yeah.
We had to run the weapons earlier on in qualifying, which is a 6-mic weapon, which feels amazing, but just lacks that little bit of corner speed compared to the Magma, because we only had one set of blue Magmas.
Would you say that's a good tyre, like moving forward for club guys, if it had that nice, easy to feel?
Yeah, definitely.
Free ride.
I think for the masses, it's where I think it's in between where you want the free ride, when you want your car to rotate and drive forward like it's on clouds. Free ride's still the one. But if you're on that kind of high traction oiled track where the free ride some people can get a little bit caught out of it, that's when the weapons would be awesome, because it was super easy to drive. It understeered a little bit, but it was the same every lap. Bang, 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 bang. Then we got some Magmas on later in qualifying, and then we started to show a bit more pace, but had to dial out a little bit of steering for the Magma, because it just had that edge to it. Like I put them on and traction rolled twice in one qualifier, which I hadn't done earlier in the day with the weapon. So for the final qualifier, we took the decision to up the front roll bar and stiffen the front shock oil a little bit, just to take that snatch away when you're entering the corner, just to give them more confidence, which was, again, another fantastic thing. It's awesome how the Agama car just reacts to small setup changes. You haven't got to go crazy with stuff. It was a 5-weight difference in the front shocks, and it was 0.1 on the roll bar. We were tweaking. We weren't going crazy, and it made
It's a good point, and something that definitely where we're at right now with the car, it is like that, isn't it? It's a mill of ride height or a little bit on a roll bar or something like that, and it just you've got a car that's working right, where you can just tweak a couple of little things wherever you go, and you're there.
Yeah, exactly. I will say on the Saturday we changed it a bit from our track setup. We raised the rear LMR hub up, so to the highest setting on the axle, which we've done at our track when we have grip, but sometimes we take it back off again when the track goes a bit dusty.
So for clarity, that's our stock hub position then, isn't it?
No. Basically. So that's the opposite from stock.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So our stock hub is the LMR hub down, and then with that the hub raised all the way. That is similar to like the old option hub in the high hub position.
Yeah.
So yeah, did that, and shortened off the front link, where we normally run long at our track, don't we?
Yeah.
Did that cut out for a second then?
Very momentarily, but I think you got it in. You went to the short link instead of the long link.
So my phone just started ringing. So yeah, I went to the short link. Again, that's just if the track's got grip, chuck the short link on, because otherwise when you're exiting the corner, the car holds onto the turn just too long. If it's got traction, it can become a bit sketchy. So with the short link, it gives it a bit more support, and you get much more consistency through the turn. So yeah, all of that turned into a fantastic result, and that's that.
Yes, very good, very good.
I've
got somewhere my slides. I've just thrown some slides up there. I could show you rocking a mask, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Buggy. We'll do it at the end.
And
voice. Oh no, there we go. Look.
While we're on to us at Hearts, Rumble has put a post on saying, superb to revisit the 2010 internal gears and be corrected on my original experience with them. Absolute game changer on high bike.
Yes. Yes.
And then I'll just answer a couple of...
I think, Mr. Rumble, I think Mr. Rumble's got confused, because that was our experience with them. On high bike, they work.
Yeah.
On low bike, they don't.
Yeah. And I thought he said that to me at the weekend too. So
yeah, he's confused me. Rumble, we got to.
And to answer just a question quick, Jamie Army, yes, we will have Magmas for the weekend in green and blue. So Plymouth
was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. You know, they've got a very, very cool track, a little bit smaller than what we're used to. I think it's, you know, like for us, we're surrounded by our raceway day in, day out. So you get used to a very, very big track. So then when you come back to somewhere which is probably a normal size, it looks quite small. But soon you get into the flow of it. Astro track, not my favorite thing personally. But yeah, really, really good. Great layout. I know it's a layout. I think they copied of yours from somewhere else before in the past. We spoke about that with them down there. So it's actually the second Leroy layout that we've been running recently. Really, really fun to drive. And like ever on Astro, we decided just to run dirt tyres, and it transforms the experience, where normally you're trying to run the pins and it's a pain in the butt and the cars want to do weird things and all that sort of stuff. We just stuck to running dirt tyres, and it was really good fun. On a free ride, they were awesome. You could sort of back it into turn one, you know, slightly sideways, and really, really good. I ended up running a Magma actually in the final in a very hard compound, and they were excellent. I was having a good battle. I took the lead for a while, which was good. Obviously, Josh Graham's very quick round there with his hot bodies, a Gamma guy that's changed this year, sadly. But yeah, I had a good battle with him. Got on terms with him in the final. Put some manners on him. Showed him how to do some overtaking moves on the big jumps and stuff, which I'm sure he would have been a bit aggrieved about. But it was good fun. Putting him slightly in the fence at the time. And then unfortunately, I was a bit over exuberant on the big jump, where I'd done a good move previously and ended up breaking the car on a pole that I found. But that's life. It was good fun. For me, racing as well. It was very cool to be somewhere not Nemo Raceway for a minute. Obviously, it's all encompassing when we're doing our races, and I love it. But it was cool to be somewhere where it was about our racing and a small team, and thanking our guys down there that have done, excuse me, an incredible job for us. We've got a lot of Agamas running down there. It's a small club with a small membership, but a very disproportionately large amount of Agama cars there, which is really cool and very proud to see, really. So wicked weekend. Our juniors were just, you know, wildly good again. Ben Simpson, he qualified third, I think, and ended up finishing second overall, which, considering he'd never been there, it's AstroTurf, which is different from what he's been running on recently. To go into the Lions Den in a way with, you know, like for example, we've just lost one of our juniors, Max Cook, to the Hot Bodies team. So to go to Max's own track and show him how it should be done, I think that's fantastic. So that was personally for me very, you know, rewarding to see. And Alicia, the girl that won our competition, if you remember, we did a competition all the way back in April, and you built the car and stuff. She qualified straight into the main final in fourth place, which, she was in front of guys that have been doing it a very, very long time. Now, it is her local track, but still, you have to wheel it. And she looked awesome on the track. She was blown away with how good the 319 was. So that was a super positive as well. We ended up having the most cars in the main. Matt Roberts, one of our long established guys that usually does the national series with us as well, made it into the main. He bumped through the B. And then obviously finally, like Alfie Ross, just in the last few weeks has come on so much. When I watched him at the Nemo race, the last Nemo race we had in his final, it was just like, wow, something's clicked with the kid. He's just driving in a way that I'd not seen before. And that continued this weekend, which is brilliant because it was a new track. He'd not been there before. So it wasn't like we could say he's been practicing or anything else like that. Different surface as well, being AstroTurf. And he was right there in the unlucky to not be directly in the B. Finally, he started in the C. He bumped through the C, which was brilliant. So into his first B final. And he actually ended up finishing third in that B, which probably should have been second. Young Max had been missing some laps earlier on in the weekend, Max Cook, on his transponder. And there was some weirdness went on with some of the timing that looked to me like, Max had some problems. He was in the pits for about the 15th time that weekend with his hot bodies, changing tyres that had come off and all sorts of stuff. And somehow there were some lap corrections to get him into the main, which was a shame. But that's the way it goes. The guys did an awesome job trying to run the race, and it's difficult when people are missing laps. We've had it ourselves at our own races to try and make the right calls as whether you should put those laps back in or not. But I think some of those laps are actually spent in the pit lane rather than missed laps from the computer. But regardless, third for Alfie in the B is just wildly good, and I know he was super happy. He didn't care at all. He was super happy to be in a B final and nearly bump into an A main. So yeah, wicked weekend, fantastic people. The food was fantastic from Jane. She's got like a food shack that she's got going there, which is awesome. Really good food. Yeah, nothing to complain about. Perfect weather. Awesome, mate. You missed a good one. You were supposed to be coming to that one. I know it was a late call to send you to or to go to Hearts, but I think it was cool for us to demonstrate that even though we've got our track, we can still and we will be getting out to all of these races and showing everybody else how good our gear is. So yeah, shame that you weren't there. We missed you, but it was the right call. We ended up doing 2 events, doing very well at both of those, and still having the track open. So it was nice to see that. It was a first for us, wasn't it? It's the first time we've tried to do that, go and do multiple things. See how
and I think it worked. It worked great, and well done to all the guys that went. Ben, Alfie, especially, awesome job, and Alicia, of course, awesome job, and all the other Agama guys. There. Sorry, I chucked the dog on the seat because she was clawing at my nether regions. So yeah. Yeah, it was great. Also, being able to...
Leroy. It's all coming up, Leroy.
So yeah, it was awesome to be able to go to different tracks at the same time, and it was refreshing going to other places. We need to show that we're still out there. We're not just coming to our track. We're going to other tracks to try and show everyone what we're about.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important for us to show that because Nemo was built on that. It was built on support. I think there's a lot of good products out there now. Gone are the days where there was 2 or 3 good cars and 10 real crappers. There's a lot of good cars out there now, and so it's important that we show our unique point, which is we really give a monkeys, and we're there at all the races that we can get to, trying to support the guys that are using our products. So yeah, cool weekend. I was super happy from my point how everything went. It couldn't be better than that. We also had guys representing us at the South Coast race. They had a race on down at South Coast RC with our new e-buggy, and we had a 1-2 there. So fantastic job to those guys too.
Yeah, that was awesome too. Rob Woodrow, he put the picture up. Yeah, great to see them guys doing the business down there. Also, we had a lot of...
And Rosie in second.
Rosie in second, of course. It was hard to tell who everyone was with the face masks on.
Yeah, I know.
And we also had Jessica win the Swedish Cup.
We did. We did, yeah. She's won the Swedish Cup, so she's champion for 2020. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, does it? It's multiple winning Sunday through different countries. I think Lutz was out as well in America and put on a bit of a clinic for everybody with his respective classes that he was racing as well. So it's so cool to see that when you see the Monday results roll in, because we are, we've got a big voice, but we actually are tiny. And in terms of the team that we've got, we are tiny. We don't give away lots of stuff because we can't afford to do so. So we try and choose carefully the guys that we support. And so it's very, very cool when you see a Monday roll round and your choices of your ponies have come up good, so to speak.
Yeah, the Grand National winners. I'll be Red Rum.
Red Rum.
So yeah,
that's Manny, isn't it? Manny should be Red Rum.
Yeah, Manny. That's Manny. That's Manny the pirate. And also, thank you. Got a big shout out to our man Kev, who manned the helm while we were away. And we had some people doing laps at the track. Skidmores were at the track doing laps. And so thanks, Kev, for being there for that. And Phil.
Yeah,
man, Phil was Saturday.
Yeah. So Phil Truman, Tony's dad, has been doing lots of bits and pieces for us. Absolutely fantastic, and already his presence is being massively felt, isn't it, for us? He's doing a brilliant job. So if he's watching this, thank you, Phil. From the bottom of my heart, you've made a big difference.
Yeah, he's been an awesome acquisition to our small team. But
yes,
even today, man, when he was drenched from head to toe in some substances that didn't come from us.
No, for a change. Normally they do.
Take his t-shirt off, and if there was women there, mate, it would have been getting crazy. I'm telling you.
Tell you what, he looks pretty hot for an old guy. To be fair, I mean, he's doing all right. When you gave me the nod and you're like, "Look over there," I was like, "What am I looking at?" There was a naked Phil Truman. I was like, "Really?"
I was like, are you okay, Phil? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, what a legend. So, I mean, everyone will see him this weekend if they're coming to our race. He'll be doing the food and generally helping out.
Yeah, 100%. Special this race is chili con carne, I believe.
Chili con carne. So,
and no pre-booking required. We think we've got it manned that we can feed the masses.
Wicked.
Yes.
So,
like everyone's mouth.
So moving on to our next race. Let's talk about that.
RaceFive.
RaceFive. So, did you want to start with who's coming, or did you want to start with a few changes we're going to try and make to make the race run better?
I don't know what those changes are. So let's start with who's coming. I think I put up a little post earlier on today, and having a look through as we start to organise for the weekend, I think we've got the strongest entry of any of our races so far. Obviously, excluding Elliot, like we covered earlier in Italy, which is a shame because it would be absolutely amazing to have him at the race as well. Because I think if we did, we've kind of got a national race on our hands. I mean, yourself, Craggy, Sloppy, obviously Kev, our guys, Lewis Jones, the Skidmores, the Halls. It goes
Clancy.
On and on. It is Clancy. It's I mean, Clancy finished second in the National Series last year. Johnny third in the series last year. Yourself, were you fourth? I can't remember.
Neil was fourth. I was fifth.
Fifth. So, excluding Elliot, we've got 4 of the top 5 from last year's series.
And who was 6?
And then
I actually don't know.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. Might have been Sloppy. Yeah, it might have been Sloppy.
Yeah.
Throw in the Halls, they're going to be top 10, aren't they? At the end of the day,
the
way that they're going, they're putting the track tub in, they're putting the effort in, they're right there. That is a national. For me, that's a national that we've got this weekend, which is awesome.
It's amazing. Lewis Jones must have been. He might have been 6th, you know. Lewis might have been.
Yeah,
6th.
I reckon.
And then Sloppy. Yeah. 7th. So we've got 6 of the top 7, and only because the top 1 doesn't live in the country.
Yeah, that's cool. I was actually genuinely excited when I saw Craggy book in earlier on in the week, I was like, well, actually last week, I was like, that is fantastic. That's going to be one hell of a race, and we'll get it done this time in a time where you can actually race the final, mate. If you're watching this,
yeah, we'll be done.
Going to be epic.
It was cool when you told me today.
It's going to be bloody hard.
I didn't see it pop through,
it.
So I'm quite excited to have. I haven't seen Neil since our first race.
Yeah,
which is
it's going to be hard to get in that final, mate. There's going to be some sad people,
mate. It's going to be mad. I'm a little bit worried.
Tales of woe. It's good. Harness that worry.
Yeah, we'll be all right. And of course, you'll be racing as well, so add that in.
Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see how we go. I plan to try and do it. I've got myself an entry. I knew the right person to speak to. On that, I think we've got about 5 places left as we speak right now. 5 or 6 places, and I think there might be 2 in e-buggy. So that's a super strong entry. So yeah, very happy to.
And for anyone watching this that's thinking, I might book in, do it now because it will go pretty quick.
Definitely. Yeah, get booked in and come and enjoy it with us. It's going to be obviously we've got some new regulations to deal with, which is going to be a shame in some ways, but I think if we all just have the right attitude towards it, I think it's going to be fine. Obviously, the big one is face masks in all places, which is going to be difficult. And you're going to hear me on the mic lots of times and probably rumble. Hopefully, our man Flynn is coming to help out.
Yeah, he's coming saying,
there we go. Look, I don't know these things. It's going to be hard. Nobody wants to do it. I get that. And we're outside and it feels weird and all the rest of it. But we all want to go racing, and this is the way that we all can go racing. So I think we've just got to go, oh well, brush it off, shrug it off, do it, and just have fun playing with toy cars.
Let's just go.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, let's just go and get it done. So yeah, what also I was thinking about, just a few things that we were going to try and not change, but try and make a little better for people coming, was the parking. I thought we'd tell everyone.
We're going to marshal that in. Yeah, we're going to marshal that in from early doors. We're going to make sure. I mean, I think obviously the last race we were so up against it with the weather that it just any best laid plans just went out the window when we were dealing with trying to actually have not a waterlogged place to start with. Fingers crossed, touching wood and all those other things. This week looks like it should be okay, and we should have a normal run up to the race, which means that we've got much more control over what we can do with where people are going to park and all the rest of it. The biggest change that we want to do is to make sure the caravans are all along the hedge line when you first come in the field, and then the fence line as that rolls back, backed in, which will then free up all of the middle area and also the far side, which we couldn't use apart from a couple of us that were there very early in the week last time because we were doing track work and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna marshal that a bit differently for this one, which should mean that we've got lots of space. We can all pit with room around us, and then obviously with the face mask, the one good thing from an organising point of view for us with that means that we're not quite so up against it in terms of making sure everything is distanced largely. Because if people are face masked, then we're covered basically. So the ruling, although it's a pain in the butt, will actually help us run the races, which is difficult because we always seem to have a few mischief makers. So with everybody in masks, then there's no mischief making to go on, really, is there? So I guess in some ways it's a positive, really, if we think about it that way.
Yeah,
and just get on and do it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just put a mask on and just get on with it. I mean, we had masks on at the weekend at Hearts. Obviously, in the pits, they weren't necessarily on all the time because it wasn't enforced until today. But, when you go on the rostrum, like we did a 20-minute final, I forgot the mask was there once I was into it. It gets hot or whatever, but once you're in the zone of racing, you forget it's there. It's only when you finish that you're like, whoa, then your face is sweated off.
I must be a heavier breather than you because I've always got some glasses on to hide my tired eyes. They tend to steam up a few minutes into the run, which is disappointing.
So a top tip from Taro Craddock, which he got from Specsavers or whatever, if you use one of like the medical masks and then you put a plaster over your nose, you do not steam up your glasses. You froze. Like that was the best thing you've ever heard.
That's not a flattering way. There we go. You're back. Come. Sorry. So you were doing some sort of I don't know whether it was steps or
if you put a
ABBA or
plaster
something
along here and stick it to your nose, you don't steam up your glasses.
Do you also change your name to Nelly?
Yeah, and then you do like raps and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then lots of money. Yes, that is. I had my eyes tested actually in the week, and that was a top tip from the optician as well. Was to use some tape and tape the nose area, or take your glasses off and have fun.
Are the Lewises coming this weekend?
Yes.
I think their name's down because Michael Lewis finished 7th overall last year.
Excuse me. Right, well, there we are. They are coming. And sorry if we didn't mention that.
So we have... No, didn't mention the Lewises. So we have 8 of the top 10 BRCA national finishers coming.
There we go.
Yeah. One is Callum, who couldn't do the Saturday for whatever reason because I asked him, and one lives in Italy. So there you go. That's the 2 that are missing.
It was good to see Callum doing well at the weekend, rocking some Piranha fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely solid in qualifying he was, and he was good in the final. We had a good race. But yeah, rocking Piranha, and Lewis Jones was using Piranha too. I think maybe I don't know.
Possibly.
I think he's meant to use something else, but they have no stock of it, so I think he's using Piranha at the moment.
Good Lord. It makes a change for me to not be the controversial one. I like it.
Yeah, obviously.
Tell us some more gossip.
I can't advertise that, but it might have happened.
No, exactly. It might have happened, just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Phil's going to test the face mask plaster tomorrow.
I like it.
Jamie Army says, more cars in the heats and finals if we're all masking up.
So we haven't done that. It's in the pocket that we could do that if we wanted to play with the format or if we were oversubscribed. But currently, as it stands, we've kept the format as is, basically. But yes, obviously, with everybody face masked up, it means that we could run some more. Maybe it's something that we could do for finals. Maybe we could leave the qualifying as it is because that works okay. But the finals, perhaps it would be fun to have, 10-car finals, for example. Not go completely crazy, but 10 cars would be good. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. Maybe for the finals, we could put it to 10 and free bump or something. It's always nice when a top free bump, I think.
Yeah, so that would be 7 directly in. Give us some comments, guys. I mean, we can definitely do that. I think the quality we want to kind of leave as it is because it's been working, pretty well. But I'm definitely a fan of having more cars in the finals because it gives, like from a commentary point of view, it gives something more exciting to commentate on, I think.
Yeah, I would agree that it'd be nice to get a few more in the final. Richard Gaston says more cars per final would be lit.
It'd be lit. What would be lit, gas on, is if you were running a proper car. That would be lit.
That would be lit. That would be lit. I think everyone's liking the bigger finals. How many do we have in a race? I've kind of forgot.
I think it's 72.
No, I mean, how many were we having in a race before? Like per heat?
Well, it kind of depended on what the race was, but I think at Nationals it was 14. I think it was 10 cars and 4 to bump.
I mean us. Nemo Raceway, as thus far.
Oh,
I can't remember if we had 7 or 8.
Well, we were 6, and then I think we might have done 7, and I think we're now 8.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Something like that. I don't know.
Jonesy says, national drivers equal national Xmas tree finals. Jonesy wants Christmas tree finals, but I don't think we're going to have time to work all that out.
No, I'm scared because I love Live RC and it's awesome, and we've just about got our head around doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I could do the whole alphabet like that. That's good, isn't it? I can still remember it. But the Christmas tree bit, it would make me feel a bit squeaky still because we've had a few like kind of half wobbles just doing a simple one. So I think the Christmas trees, I'd like them too, but maybe for our opener next year.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe.
Kev says 7 in, 3 up, and it also sorts out the marshalling problem. We don't have a marshalling problem. Danny Lewington just marshals all day.
Yeah, exactly. Bluey to the rescue.
He's actually put caption Marshall here to help. I think he's meant to probably say Captain Marshall here to help.
Well, I've missed that one. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit further up. Caption.
And Gasson's come back with a good reply. I'll run a 319E. The man's got some taste after all. I knew it'd come through.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, everyone's happy with the 3 to bump. I think that's a goer. 3 to bump, more in.
Okay. So 10 car finals, 3 to bump. I like it. I think that's a good. We could do more than that, but I think that's a good, sensible.
There's no point going crazy, is there?
There isn't, because I know we will be being watched. So I think that's sensible.
Yes.
After our last race, some kind fellow sent in as many photos as he could to the council to show people. So I think that'd be nice to do a halfway house, all masked up. Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect.
Sorted.
Perfect. Mr. Rumble said, "Christmas tree just made my eye twitch."
Was that because you want to be the fairy on the Christmas tree, Rumble?
Oh, there he is, little fairy. So yeah, that's that sorted. Can people please take their rubbish home? That's just one from me.
Yes, that would be nice. We'll do that in the updated. We're going to do an updated video drivers briefing to cover bigger finals and all those other things that we've just spoken about, and face masks everywhere, etc., etc. But yeah,
because there was a hell of a lot of rubbish left after the bank holiday race, and it was depressing.
Yes, I think it's hard, isn't it? Because in ordinary times, I think if you put an event on, you have to accept it's going to generate rubbish, and so you have to deal with it. However, in COVID times, what we actually don't want to be doing is siphoning through everyone's rubbish and removing it from site, which, 3 days, 4 days worth of trying to sort that out to do that, and extracting bottles so that we could recycle and try and do the right thing. That's boring. We don't actually want to be spending our time doing that. So yeah, please, if you could take your rubbish home, that would be amazing.
Yes. And Phil Truman seconds us on that, as he had to help do it.
Yeah. I mean, Phil made that happen. He did that whole recycling thing and splitting up, dog poo bags and all those other horrible things take your rubbish home.
Yeah,
please.
Exactly. So, anything else?
I'm just reading. There's some. I don't know. There's some rumble and gas on things going on. I think you should read out.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of it about asking which eyes are twitching and stuff like that. And we're still a PG network.
Are we?
Well, we never have been. Just to answer
exactly.
a question, will I ever continue the Cars That Rock series? Yes, I will do. I just haven't done a video. I think I haven't even recorded one. I just need to do one. Just keep bugging me and tell me I've got to do it, and then I'll do it.
Do it. You need to do an A319 Cars That Rocked video.
Yes, exactly. I will.
Good. What else? Anything else, Leroy?
So, any new products that have come in or coming in?
We've done the shock balls. I think we did the shock balls last week, didn't we? I think they're in stock. Brake balls in stock. I think we did. Obviously, the fuel stick is in stock.
And is dialed. I mean, Rumble used it. Our pit stops were on fire. At the weekend, they were fast because that gun just dumped in.
Somebody else just booked in for the race.
Oh,
Get in, boy.
Was it a big name?
Places.
Big name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Secret, yes. Yeah, they are really good. They're so nicely engineered and made. Those fuel sticks.
Yes.
I'm well impressed with them.
Yes. People
cool.
are saying shock ball video. Yes, that is my fault. I need to do one. I should have done one at the weekend because I had a few people ask about the balls at the weekend. So I'll try and make sure I do one tomorrow for you. Tomorrow or Wednesday, because I'd like to do it in the Nemo van to keep it consistent rather than my dirty old shit.
Yeah.
So maybe
you're doing some secret testing tomorrow, so it'll be Wednesday, won't it?
Yeah, probably Wednesday. Yeah, I'll do it this week. Let's say that it'll be done before.
Talking about secret testing. Exactly. Talking about secret testing, I see Scott Follington. You said 1/10 question mark. Is that for a race or 1/10 in general, or what?
It's got to be for a race because everyone wants to run their rear motor cars.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, we need to do it. We actually need to do it. Yeah,
it's down to you, that one.
I know it is. Let's find a weekend where we know the sun's going to shine and get that sorted.
Okay.
Heart setup sheet I was going to do tonight, but I've not had much time yet, Arvinder, so I might do it in the morning, not to put myself under too much pressure. So I'll have that out tomorrow, and John will do one for Plymouth.
I will. Do you know what I changed for Plymouth?
Nothing.
My pants.
So you'll do one for our track and write Plymouth at the top.
Correct. Yeah, I actually no, that is absolutely not true. I changed the hub position to the stock hub position from the optional hub position height because it's Astro. It was dry. We didn't need any rear traction, so standard hub position, and that was glorious. I tried the long Ackerman plate, which didn't work for some reason. Normally on high grip Astro, long Ackerman plate just makes it easy to drive, but I think because the track was so technical and tight, it made it just too lethargic. It didn't feel like it turned at all. So that was interesting for me. I put it on thinking I'd got the golden ticket to answer everything that I ever wanted, and then I realised I hadn't. So I put the standard one back on. So yeah, apart from the hub height, that was it. It's the same as Nemo Raceway setup, which is quite nice.
Fair enough.
Because my car felt absolutely awesome. To be fair, on the Astro, it felt really, really good. Genuinely, really good. I was well happy.
That is dialed. I mean, if you don't need to change it, even better. It's also good to know you can get rid of that steering on any track, dirt or Astro, by putting that long Ackerman plate on.
100%. If you're struggling with a little bit too much steering or it feels a little bit difficult to drive, you put the optional Ackerman bar on, and that's it. Situation fixed. It just is easy to drive.
Perfecto. So Jonesy has said blue cheese review because I like blue cheese, and I had it the weekend. It was nice. Mr. Rumble said, as a fuel gun connoisseur, that is the best fuel gun / stick I have used. Consistent, fast, and not a flame out machine.
That's what you want. Perfect flow rate. We still not. I think we should do a video of it. Flow rate of red wine for you.
Yes.
I think you should do a shot of 125 cc of some rotten wine that we could find. That would be fun. That's worth a video. That's got to be worth a video.
That's definitely a big shot. Maybe we won't put it up to that much.
All right, we'll do 10.
Yeah, we'll start with like 25 mil and then see how we get on. Andy Birch says, any new goodies for the Cal 3? Not at present. Just make sure you get LMR wing and stuff on the rear wing. I heard the ding. The ding was good.
Well, I tell you what, mate, that is bloody good news. That's the best ding that we could have had live on air, because that's actually Bluey booking in for the race. So it means we've got marshals. So that's good. That's good news.
What it means is he forgot to book in.
What it also means is that I've got to run an engine in for him because he wants an engine running for that race. So it's bittersweet. I'm happy to see that we've got a relief marshal, but it means I've got more work.
You've got more work to do.
Yeah.
Are we doing a barbecue Saturday night?
I would love to do a barbecue Saturday night. I think we should do a barbecue Saturday night. But everybody's going to have to go back to their pit area, remove their mask from queuing for the burger or the sausage, and eat said barbecue food. That's the only thing that's a little bit wobbly, how that could possibly work.
Although the BRCA did say on their page that you were allowed to remove your mask to eat, obviously being socially distanced.
What about being prepared to eat? Like if you were hungry all day, like me, for example, I walk around hungry. I might want to eat at any point. Does that mean that I could be unmasked, waiting to eat? There could be a sausage or a banana waiting around the corner.
If you search YouTube face mask eating, there's some funny videos of people wearing like 2 masks, and then when they eat, and the mask opens, it looks like Zippy or something. It's quite funny. Maybe you can do that.
I could do that.
Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, let's say we're gonna do a barbecue. We spaced on that last time purely because we were so underwater that it just, we were trying to get a race to race at first and foremost. Like we've said, this time it feels much more normal. We've managed to do a good amount of track work already this week. I did actually manage to throw some pictures up, which is not you at Westmill.
The track's looking pretty stunning at the moment, I would say. Phil's doing a great job on keeping it
amazing.
Very nice.
He is. He was actually working on the Davy Boy Double Ds. And I was actually thinking in my mind whether they should become the Truman Double E's because he's making them better. So
Double E.
Maybe there needs to be a name change. We need to park up the Davy Boy Double Ds. That's in the past, and we now need to look to the future. So we might have the Truman. We could have a Triple E's. That would be wrong, wouldn't it?
I've got it.
Go on.
Truman's Twin Peaks.
Done. It's changed just like that. It's amazing how it can flip.
It is.
So that was us down at Plymouth. I'm trying to find. Oh, look, there we go. Sorry, we've gone off topic a little bit, but these are our juniors.
Just smacking
3
pictures up, aren't you?
I am. Ben Simpson with a second. Absolutely fantastic. I'm getting to it. Possibly. Not that one. I need to talk about Gunter.
Like an entry.
That's what she said. We need to talk about Gunter.
Let's talk about Gunter.
Can you see Gunter? Who is Gunter in that picture?
Well, it depends because this thing's like 30 seconds behind where we're at. Gunter's the dog.
Oh, leave it there for a minute.
Gunter's the dog.
It is. Do you know Gunter?
No.
So Gunter belongs to P3 in the truck.
Right.
Why he is cool? There's 2 reasons why he's cool. One, he came from Spain as like a runaway dog that he speaks Spanish and English, which is pretty cool. But the main reason why that dog is so cool is that he was trained to marshal the cars. So when his owner went practicing, the dog would go out on the track and flip his car over with his nose when he crashed. That's a true story. So that's a marshalling dog. And for example, the trophy
is Dan Lewington.
That is Dan Lewington in dog form and prettier as well, and without a stupid haircut. There's some big points there. But he would go and marshal the car for his owner when he crashed, when he was practicing.
That's what? Hold on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look at that dog. Look at that dog and what he can do.
So that one will kill your car when you've marshalled, rip its wing off, do its tyres off, and you go home. But there's a sad end to the story of the marshalling dog, Gunter. The sad end is one day he burnt his nose on a pipe.
And what I was going to ask about that.
And so he now no longer marshals because he doesn't like getting his nose burnt on the hot exhaust.
Man.
But what he's still very good at after that photo was taken, his owner said to him, "Carry," and literally his trophy from the weekend, he put very gently in his mouth and carried it off to his car for him. That's pretty cool.
Can that guy not come to our track with his dog?
I want Gunter. I think Gunter should be Nemo Raceway dog.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic.
that'd be awesome.
Especially the amount I crash. Oh, I'll train him to marshal from the cold side of the car.
Yeah. Well,
so anyway, that's Gunter. Sorry, we were properly squirreled here. There we go. That's what I was trying to find a minute or three ago.
That's awesome. So congrats to Gunter's owner on making a fantastic dog.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he like cruises around the pits. He's off the lead the whole time. Comes and checks everybody out, sees what you're eating. Has a little tiny beg, but nothing crazy, and then just moves on.
He looks like Captain Birdseye, like a cool version.
I possibly think he might have been at some point in his life. Definitely looks like there might have been some fish fingers going on.
Yeah, legend.
So you are far behind me because I've put some pictures of our rolling and oiling up. Leroy. Have they not come up on the screen yet?
I can see the track now looking lovely and oiled and rolled and wheel spun.
Yeah, we're trying. Wheel spun. Yep, exactly.
Anyone that wants to go on to Nemo Raceway Instagram, you will see John wheel spinning the roller.
There we go. Boom. You heard it here first. Heard it here first, even. What's going on? We've got a lot of entries coming in.
That's good.
Which is good.
That is good. Good. Who else has forgot?
Too many. What's going on? There cannot be very many left now. Should we do a live how many places are left at our race? Let's have a little click on that. 5. We've got 5 places left.
We had 5 earlier.
Play with us. Did we? Well, that's across 2 classes.
Okay. Makes more sense.
It does. So, shall we do the last final shout-outs down the side from your
We'll do the last final shout-outs. We will do a sign-off.
I've not eaten yet tonight. I wasn't as organised as you, so I'm hungry.
Yes, and my phone said I've got 20% battery, so it's good timing. So, for everyone asking, shop ball videos will come this week, as said. Apart from that, it's a big sign-off from us. Rumble said Hazelwood prepped for food. Phil wants to still call it Dave Double D's, but I think it's now Truman Twin Peaks.
It's done.
Digger says, hi Digger. He remembers Gunter. That is good. Rumble says Gunter, the foreign-speaking dog, multilingual mutt. Gunter Shunt.
There we go.
And Scott Boynton says he also requires engine tuning to run his new engine in.
Would you like to do that, Leroy?
I can
lean it, Leroy.
I can lean that thing out. It will be fast. Has he got a new bullet?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm
not sure.
Better have.
Must be.
Scott. I'm not helping you tune it if it's not. But yes, of course we can help you out. No problem. So yeah, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed watching. We hope to see you all at the weekend. If you haven't booked in, now is your time because, as John said, there is literally 5 spots left. And by the time you're watching, there might not be any. We'll put a new video online for the driver's briefing before the event. And hopefully you can all give it a watch. And please subscribe. Please like our video. Share it to all your friends and they can watch us beautiful people talk to you for no apparent reason. And
Lord. Where are they, these beautiful people?
I don't know. Well, James came in earlier, didn't he? He said night.
Well, he did, and he is beautiful. He's a lovely lad. So yes, okay, I stand correct.
There we go.
Sam Cobley says Gunter's owner is Dave Miller.
There you go, Dave Miller Light.
Sam, thank you for making my life less good this morning. Thanks.
So, on that bombshell, let's put
our handbags away, and we will see you. We're going to do a pre-race show on Friday.
We'll do a pre-race. We'll do it live from the track.
Yep, exactly. We'll do a walk, show what's going on, explain some of the pitting, maybe. Yeah, that sounds good. So that we'll do a Friday video, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some of you guys then and over the weekend. And my voice is getting higher, so it must be time to end.
Time to end. So, thanks everyone.